welcome back everyone. Today we come to Thrigby Hall in Norfolk. This is my favourite zoo in Norfolk. I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's go have a look. The tiger enclosure here from a customer point of view is really cool. You've got a walkway where you can walk above them and a little cave you can go in so you can see them at their level. We're going to do the walkway first. So they've actually changed the tiger enclosure a lot since I was last here. They've widened the walkways and connected both of the upper walkways. They've removed the whole cave bit down there, which used to be really cool, I thought, because there's a bit of glass. And they tinted it so you can see how tigers' prey vision works, so you can see how hard tigers are to see through the eye of, say, a deer or a gazelle. Yeah, that's completely gone, but they have made the walkways a lot easier to use, especially if you've got pushchairs or wheelchairs. I really like this tiger enclosure. They get all of this space here, come up here, they do spend a lot of time laying over there, and it goes all the way around here, down here, got a little bit of water down there, got a gap there which goes and go into a whole other bit over there. It is a nice size for the two of them. I think the tiger is one of my favourite bits here, so although they've removed the cave section, they've still got all of this information boards out here just for the tigers alone. And the information boards for all the species are really good. They tell you what conservation status they are. So we've got critically endangered here for the Sumatran tiger, a little bit about them in the wild, and that the two other species of tiger found in Indonesia are now extinct. They've got a nice bit about planned conservation work for tigers. So that's trying to keep the genetic diversity of wild tigers as high as possible using artificial insemination. And this tiger fact's quite sad. Of the 8 subspecies of tiger, 3 have gone extinct. And of those still alive, there are only 10 to 20 South China tigers left in the wild entirely. And there are fewer than 3,000 Indian tigers left in India, which accounts for about 55% of all tigers left. Tigers are not in a good way. And the tigers kept here at Thrigby Hall are part of a cooperative breeding program containing just over 1,000 tigers across 300 zoos around the world. The Sumatran and Amur tigers are coordinated at London Zoo, which I've seen previously on this channel. And then if we can hopefully fix the problems these animals are having in the wild, these breeding programs will mean we can reintroduce these tigers back to the wild. This drinking bowl shows the damage done by tigers' teeth as they've punctured it. One thing I love about Thrigby is a lot of zoos have big cats, tigers, lions and everything, but Thrigby actually has a whole section just for smaller cats. I think that's really cool. And we can see the ears of the Asian leopard cat from this side. Oh, just having a little snooze. The keeper's just got in there with a bottle of spray catnip. Seems spraying it. One of them's just run inside. Another one's up there, and I'm hoping if we wait around a little bit we might kind of see him sniff it and see some interesting behaviour. It's a good bit of stimulation and enrichment for them. I just spoke to the keeper about it and he said they don't normally have it, but I see if they're interested in it. You just come for a sniff. Other than a little sniff, they don't seem to have been that interested in it. I think I was more interested in seeing it being tried out than they were in the actual catnip itself. Like all good zoos, they have starve days for their cats. This is to simulate failed hunts, so when they don't successfully get a kill in the wild. It also helps them prevent putting on weight. The breeding of clouded leopards in captivity is actually really difficult. In the wild, males will kill females in a mating frenzy behaviour, which apparently isn't uncommon in normally solitary species, which this is. So they have to be very careful when breeding them. We've got a popcorn bear. You've been to around, little bear cat. Thrigby have a few of these signs up. They're now part of the European Association of Zoos and Aquarium. I've got a little bit here about what they are doing with helping saving species. And a nice example of what they did with the white-note mangabeys in 2021. There's all zoos across Europe working together. This one specifically was coordinated by Barcelona Zoo. Yeah, it's nice to see this coordination between zoos going to help save these species. They've got a sign over QR code. You can see what's been spotted on site of native species as well. These are Siamese crocodiles, and they're one of the most endangered crocodiles in the world. It is also one of the world's rarest reptiles. I love this. It's an outside crocodile enclosure, but they're not always out here. So there's a little, you can't see it behind those plants, a little gap under the wall of the building, and they can go inside in the colder times. But they open up when it's really hot and let them come outside if they want. So they come into the actual sun rather than being stuck inside the reptile house. And you can see at the back, they can also open up the reptile house when it gets way too hot and let some fresh air in. I think a child has lost a rubber duck into the alligator enclosure. It's the wobbly bridge. It wobbles. Wobbly bridge above the crocodigators. Thrigby has the largest species of crocodile and reptile in the world. The saltwater crocodile can reach up to 6 meters in length. This zookeeper lost his arm to a crocodile, and they sewed it back on because they managed to get it out of the mouth.
Oh my god.
This is a reticulated python, the largest species of snake in terms of length. Sadly in England the otters are nearly extinct, also quite rare in Wales. This is in part down to the release of the American mink from fur farms, which is hunting them and overall bringing their populations down. Also destruction of the rivers and pollution from farms such as pesticides and DDT. These are highly toxic and remain in the environment and food chains for years and actually reduce their fertility, making breeding a lot less successful. The red panda is very hidden somewhere among these trees. It is a very good enclosure for red pandas. So much space for them to go hide. But they could be anywhere. Oh no, I think I can see one, I can see one. Yeah. There's a tiny bit of red fur just in the leaves there. I don't know if it'll come out on the film.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Just there, there's a tiny bit of red fur.
He's sleeping.
And you can tell the snow leopard is way too hot. Okay, he's breathing, bless him. And the snow leopards have had cubs again. You can see a young one just behind mum there. And you see how she's sleeping here, got her tail dangling down. Obviously in the wild she'd curl up and put her tail over her nose to keep the nose warm in the frozen conditions they normally live in. You can see her eyes opening a little bit there. Oh, hello. Got mum and a cub.
He's almost as big as her.
Yeah, he's got big cookie, ain't he? And these guys are part of an inter-zoo breeding program. So at some point, the cub will probably be moved on to another zoo to be bred, to keep the genes going. And I dare say either the female or the male will be traded with another zoo so it isn't the same two individuals producing offspring to keep genetic diversity high. So they'll either breed the female with another male or the male with other females, and that will be determined by the stud book. And hopefully we can save this species from extinction. The Amur leopard is having a nice snooze. The Amur leopard enclosure is quite interesting here. We've got a few of them. I think the male has access to there, through there into here, and the female has the larger enclosure over there. Obviously if they breed them, they'll open up the gates and let them back into each other. I don't think they have cubs at the moment, or have had cubs this year, I'm not sure. But then once they've bred, they have to keep the male separate, because in the wild they wouldn't stay together after breeding. He would just walk off and do his own thing again and go find another female.
That's not nice, is it?
No.
Just leave them on her road.
Yeah, she's up there. He's taking out of his hand, like, no, I want to eat this one. He's like, I want your grass.
No, don't take my grass.
Ah. As I always have to do, I'm pointing out the puzzle feeders when I see them, and there's one there for the gibbons. You can see they're trying to catch one of the gibbons. They fitted this box up the top here, and it gets into a pulley system down there. So if the gibbon they need goes into it, they can drop the door, and they've caught him. I'm guessing veterinary treatment or something, I don't know. But yeah, that's what that cage there's for. And the crested macaques have a youngster up there as well.
The camera's going down.
It's being unsociable and not eating with everyone else. This is Monty, a cockatoo. I think he's like my favourite animal here. So he was raised as a pet by a friend of the zoo, and when he was no longer able to care for him, came here. Sadly, Monty does sometimes overgroom and put up feathers on his back. It doesn't actually look too bad this time. According to the sign, it has always been self-correcting, so never strengthened themselves to help it. But he loves people. When I was last here, he started putting little bits of bark. He was putting off some of these branches through, and we were putting them back through, and we were having a little game with him. I'm not sure if you're meant to, because obviously cockatoo bites are horrific, but just don't put your fingers actually through the cage, people. Yeah, you might not have a finger left. And they have tried to bond Monty with other cockatoos, but so far he's rejected everyone. He seems to prefer human company, so that's why he's in the cage by himself, not with the other cockatoos. And there's the feeding enrichment for the meerkats. And that brings us to the end of our trip to Thrigby Hall. As I said, my favourite zoo in Norfolk. It's not very big. We've actually gone around most of it twice already today, and we got here at like nearly 1, so until, yeah, 12:30, yeah, so until 5. So you can go around it a couple of times in a day. It's only
really cool.
a half-day attraction, but the enclosures are really nice. I especially like the tiger enclosure. The tigers here. There's still a little bit of work, and you can tell some of the enclosures haven't been updated. But you can see where they are updating. So the Binturong area is all new. The tigers have had massive renovations the last time I was here, with the new walkways around them, removing the cave bit. Which I'm not sure why they removed. I really like that bit, but there's probably a reason. We're going to see where they go with that. An information board, especially for the tigers. The tigers are the big thing. Cats in general. There's a lot of small cats here,
Yeah.
which a lot of zoos don't have. I like seeing that, like the Asian leopard cat. Like I think this is the only zoo I've ever seen that.
The smaller one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen them before.
Yeah, so I really like that.
Really cool.
There's some unique animals here. The gibbons are nice because the gibbons only have those round enclosures. They're all connected by a little tunnel so they can go through to the others. Maybe in the long run it would be nice to see them just be one big open space. They can just go zoom across it. But I get, you know, everything takes time and money, and they do reinvest into it. And it's also shown with the success of their breeding programs, like the snow leopards, the macaques. There's nearly always you know, babies, cubs and things here for different animals. And that doesn't happen if you're not doing a good job, because they're not doing it artificially, it's all just natural breeding. So that's a very good sign. I think that for a small zoo, it clearly has a very good breeding program.
And very interesting animals, I think.
Yeah.
Like crocodiles, alligator.
Yeah, the reptile house is really nice. Saltwater crocodiles. Phenomenal. Yeah.
And the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. I
Indeed.
really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What was your favourite bit? Did you ever know you're most impressed by, or an animal you're like, wow?
The cats.
The cats, yeah?
Yeah.
I do
I
like
like
little
the
cat
different
cats,
cats, but like the smallest cat that you named before.
Yeah.
And then I was impressed by snow leopards, but then I don't think it was the right environment for them in the summer. Probably all the time of the year are fine,
Yeah.
but then the summers are getting hotter and hotter here, so I'm a bit like
It's getting a bit too warm.
sad for them, but it was nice to see them because I don't think you see them in lots of zoos.
I think to save snow leopards in the long run, zoos need to start trying to, it's going to be very expensive, but climate controlled areas, just to keep temperatures down. Like they do with penguins a lot at the moment as well. That would be very good to see. Yeah, they still successfully breed them even with the high temperatures, which is really good. I think for me, the macaques playing towards the end, that was actually just quite fun to see.
It was
like,
really cool.
I don't know if he was challenging hierarchy a little bit because he's getting a bit older, because it looked like it was getting a bit serious, but it was a lot of fun. And also just the playing with the food and the water.
I think he liked seeing the cat behaviour of having the hairball out.
Oh yeah, I didn't film it, but yeah, the Asian leopard cat had a hairball, which was a bit interesting. I've never seen a cat in a zoo have a hairball.
Behaviour.
Yeah. And the catnip actually, although they didn't really respond to it, it was nice to see that level of enrichment being tried out. There's quite a lot of feeding enrichment. I did get a shot of a couple of them.
It's a nice zoo for bringing children and everything, and you can see that the families like come here. We saw like 2 other couples only that were like without kids.
There's a lot of play areas.
And there's a lot of play areas and stuff, and it's really cool. It's just like you can see the animals like behavior changing when there's no kids, which is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell that the amount of screaming children does, I think, put some of the animals off when they're inside. When the kids started to go home and it was a bit quieter for the second part of the day, suddenly there was a lot more activity animal-wise. It's nice to go to see when it's
The
quieter.
second time we did it, we saw a lot more interesting things.
Just behaviours is that the animals were out and actually doing things rather than hiding away. The snow leopards had moved, but they still weren't being very active. Again, it's quite warm for a snow leopard here.
So,
Yeah, I love
What's your
coming back to this
favourite
one.
part?
I do think it's probably the macaques. The macaques, or the catnip. No, just the catnip in general. Just to see that. I know they didn't respond. Just seeing that enrichment being tried out, that experimentation to see if it worked, was a brilliant thing. Because I say it's all about enrichment. You're keeping animals in zoos. It's essential for breeding. Obviously, they need to be happy still, and we need to enrich them and keep their mind, especially with cats and things. They're very intelligent animals, so we need to keep that mental stimulation going. And so it's nice to see zoos experimenting on how they can further improve their feeding enrichment, just stimulation from puzzles and toys, and in this case, catnip. But yeah, I like Thrigby. It's a really good day out. And I say small zoo, half a day. Take the whole day and go around it 2-3 times, and you will see all sorts of different things happening. That's actually the really good thing actually. You might walk past an animal, oh, it's not out. You got time to go back and see it out again later that day, or like, oh, it's just asleep at the moment. Head back a second, third time. Suddenly it's running around and playing or feeding. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can really take your time with this zoo and see so much. It's brilliant. I think we're going to end it there, guys. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one. Bye, guys.